But seriously, because of everybody watching, because of the subscribers like Bad Check Pun and everybody else here, we are able to have prizes. I am a little bit tight on cash this year due to my liver apparently wanting to die. But it's because of you all that I'm able to do that. So up next, we actually have a change in games. Or in themes, because this is a round 3 match that we're having, not round 2. So, what is that? Do my eyes deceive me? Prism Ranger, thank you for the sub. Do my eyes deceive me? Specifically, these are games that have been created and look pretty dang good, but oh no, they're not good games. No, they are the painful sort, and I hope you are all excited. I'm not going to run an ad. We don't have time. Instead, let's go ahead and jump in and get this GM revealed. Please welcome on in the one, the only, Mike Uyama. Come here, Mike. I would love to chat with you about your game. And Mike, I want to say congratulations on raising another record for GDQ. Seriously,
thank you.
That was, oh my gosh. I think I watched more this year than I have most years past. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was really wild because, I mean, I can't speak for everyone else, but I didn't really go in with expectations. I was thinking we'd probably hit, 3 million, which would be great for an online marathon. I was not expecting for it to be a record-breaking GDQ.
Yeah, but it was.
Yeah.
So seriously, congrats. Honestly, I know that people started talking about GDQ and the possible future of focusing on online marathons, possibly. I know that with the pandemic still going on, we may still have a few more marathons that aren't in person. It's good to know that they can be just as successful.
Yeah. I mean, when we first started them, we had no clue how, how they were going to pan out. So,
yeah. And I'd say it's a happy surprise. Yeah. But, I don't think this game is a happy surprise.
No. It's
it looks good.
It does look good, as the theme says, it's definitely has some pretty high production value. It is a PAL only game, which already says a lot about what type of game it's going to be. And the other 2 hints is that I guess you could say it's a property or just that we've had a lot in different forms.
Yeah, it's
different
true.
Characters and the like, and I played this in the Invitational.
Yeah, I believe this is the game that eliminated you.
It was the game that eliminated me. Dana and I got to the same spot, but I got there later.
Everybody is saying RoboCop. It is not RoboCop.
It's not a RoboCop game. We have had a lot of RoboCop.
True.
I know it's not X-Men. I know some discussion in chat. I'm sure it was brought up with you and Roar, because we have had a lot of X-Men and Kuso6rande. It is not X-Men. It is actually not a Disney property. One of the few left.
Yeah, we're getting there. X-Cop. No, there no. I don't think there are any policemen or men even in this game. No humans. Actually, there might be humans. I don't know.
I don't know if there are.
Oh my gosh, not Batman, not Flintstones, not Barbie. No, they're guessing literally everything except for what it is. Not Tubin.
Yeah.
Not Land Before Time.
Maybe, have we even had Land Before Time in Kuso6rande? Maybe once.
Yeah, I think we did once. It's not a Land Before. It's not Simpsons. Oh my, never mind, Mike. Apparently, look, I'm just gonna reveal it. Whatever. It's
just reveal it.
Daffy Duck. Okay, freaking Daffy. You forgot Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes. Like we've
Looney Tunes.
We've definitely had more than one Looney Tunes game on Kuso6rande.
Yeah, like the like those one games. Tasmania, that's a Looney Tunes.
Tasmania. I think we've had a
Roadrunner,
Pig
Death
game.
Valley Rally.
Yep. Roadrunner. I think we've had also Daffy Duck and the Marvin missions.
Yeah, which that one I don't think is as bad as the one that they're getting today. Like, I think that one is almost a decent game in ways.
Yeah,
so
that
close.
one. Yeah, this one is no, it's weird because like it looks like a good game and like it kind of is a good game in some senses. Like the controls are pretty responsive and everything, but it's just really cheap and unfair.
I agree with that.
They're just gonna die in spots, and it's just gonna be trial and error.
Yeah, one fascinating thing. I love doing themes like this where we're, focusing on games that look good. For the SMS, this game looks really good. Honestly, one of the better looking games on the SMS easily. But
yeah, and the music isn't too bad, which is saying a lot for the SMS, because usually SMS Sega Master System music just makes your ears bleed.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
I could see this being one of the last Master System games released, Karas, because it's a 1994 game. And I think at that time it was mostly like Brazil and like Europe that was getting Master System games at that point. And both players have set it to difficulty. I mean, has set it to difficult, which is good.
Perfect. Okay, well, we have got this title screen, a little bit of buffering on Escorian's side. Hopefully, her internet is able.
Buffering.
Okay,
so
it might have just been like 1 second or so. I'll refresh as needed if it becomes an issue. So I'm checking with the players to see if they are ready to roll, and then after they get going, I will send Tetsuya's Twisted Pair DVD, and then I will focus on this match. That's my list of priorities, Mikeyama.
It's a good priority to have. What can I say?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, it looked like Escorian's internet did have a hiccup for a second there, but is working right now. They are both set, so everybody, I need you to get all of your best Looney Tunes emotes. Any tornadoes, I guess, for Taz. What else would be good? Ducks? Birds?
Yeah, ducks, birds, bubbles. There's a lot of you fire bubbles in this game for whatever reason. The first stage is in a desert. Sure. Oh, like desert things, like sand and cacti. And then the second world is horror themed, so you can have spooky ghosts.
Oh, scary. Like I like this music. This is good.
Sure, honking geese.
Spam! We're gonna get rolling as soon as I see movement in the first stage. I will start our timer.
And there we go. There's the movement.
Haha! Yes, so Escorian off to a start. Polk getting into this as well. If there are issues for some reason, if by the end it's an extreme... Well, Polk's dead. That did not take very long.
Yep. Yeah, you can't kill the cacti, so there you go. And yeah, that's this game. It is one-hit deaths. There are no continues to start with in difficult. I know you can collect continues somehow, but I don't remember exactly how.
Yeah, I think you're right. Oh, I like this music. It's jamming. I'm gonna crank it up a little bit. We need these tunes.
Flare Sword, this is a very late Sega Master System game. And that is why it looks so good.
Yeah, it's... honestly, there are a lot of Sega Master System games that just never came out in the US. Sega Master System wasn't a big deal over here anyway.
I remember when they were starting to, like, because the Sega Master System basically just failed in the US, and I think when they were starting to like really market the Genesis and try to compete against Nintendo, I think Sega Master System had like 5% of market share, 6%. It was not good.
By the way, I'm going to go ahead and let everybody know that I just searched my entire message history with Tetsuya and have never received an address and thus could never send Twisted Pair. So it's not my fault. I never received an address.
Okay, if you insist.
No, I probably never received an address. Yeah, so there you go, everybody. There you go. Yeah, both of the players are off to a pretty strong start. One thing I want to note that you actually became really relevant later on was that
Yes.
Running, you can run in this game, and neither
Yes,
player
you
is
can.
really running. Wow.
No, because this is a game where you like have a gun and you fire stuff, and you don't really assume a game like that to have a fire button. And I gave them the manual, but there's one trick in the manual. The manual doesn't tell you about the run button either, which is how I was duped, because I was like, well, if there, like I looked through the manual, there's no more controls. I'm really stuck somehow. But no, it turns out there is a run button. And you have to use it to make a jump, and you should never use it anywhere else because it makes Daffy Duck unbelievably uncontrollable.
It's true. It's it's a strange issue to have. Like, you want to go fast, but if you can't control your character when you're going fast, it's just very, very difficult to deal with. I imagine in a speedrun sense, you would want to embrace the uncontrollable, but it would take a lot of mapping out to figure out when is going to be the most helpful time to use it. And simply put, for a blind playthrough, you probably don't want to use it very much.
No, you really don't want to run very much at all.
Just in the key locations that end up causing troubles. Yep.
That is if players figure it out. I will say this: Escorian beat the first stage very quickly.
Yeah, that was very nice. Do you have to kill all of these like cowboy dudes or?
Yes. So the way the gates locking work, and I was going to mention that, when you get stuck at those leafy gates, and it gives you and like a hand is pointing towards somewhere. The game's not being very clear, but it actually means you just need to defeat all the enemies before you can move on.
Aha. Okay. I'm wondering, I'm going to look up a little bit more about this. Polk is also through the first level. It looks like both of the players are starting to figure this out fairly quickly. That's good. That's a good sign.
That is a good sign. I'm pretty sure they figured it out faster than me and Dana did, but I'm not 100% sure. This part where Escorian is at is really annoying because there's all these things that fire at you, and Daffy's hurt box is gigantic. The good thing is once you kill that enemy, it's permadead, so you don't have to kill it again to get past that gate.
True, true. By the way, I do want to point out that the whole running issue that may or may not be an issue later on was partly due to the manual not actually saying that you can run.
Yes, I mentioned that. It's in 6 languages, and I'm pretty sure none of those languages it tells you how to run. It tells you every single other control function other than how to run.
Yeah. I have to rib you about it every now and then, though, Mike.
Yes,
I think it's really funny. Oh my gosh, yeah, this manual is huge as well. It's just, well, because there's so many different
it's in 6 different languages as PAL, so it's like in Spanish, French, English, German, Dutch, and I don't know what the last language is.
Let's see. Yeah, neither do I. Let's see. Up or down to move the cursor in the menus, left or right to move Daffy, down and hold to crouch, press up or down to look further in those directions, press down and hold, and press button 2 to jump down when hanging. Yeah, and I don't really read these other languages. I can like fake my way through some French and some Spanish. But yeah, as far as I can tell, let's see, button 1 it does say press to enter selections and menus, press to fire Daffy's bubble gun, press to attack in the Kung Fu movie set, and then button 2, press to enter selections and menus, press to jump, press while holding the D button down to jump down when hanging, and that's really all of the helpful information that we get about the controls. But yeah, it's something that you should always take into consideration. Always just try a variety of holding buttons, of pressing combinations, because as it turns out, there are sometimes some secret required mechanics in video games.
Yep.
And Kuso6rande, you know, these aren't games that are known for being the best out there. But the music is so good. Like, I love this sort of trill that we get all over. Usually that's a sign that it was not developed in the US, and you were saying that this was European PAL exclusive, right?
Yes, it is PAL exclusive.
Yeah, so that completely makes sense why the music is absolutely amazing. Seriously, they had some of the best composers in the 80s and 90s. Oh, it's by Matt Furness? That explains everything. That's why it's perfect.
That explains a lot, yeah. That definitely explains a lot.
Oh, and if it's by Probe Software, had a lot of video games that had very good music, okay graphics, and not great gameplay. But, you know, this hits the mark in some ways, and usually games that look good and sound good are a little bit more tolerable than some of the others. You can forgive a lot of bad gameplay if the visuals and the sound are decent. At least that's my experience, Mike.
Yeah, you can, but, I mean, the game's already, like, being really cheap right now, but, like, it really ramps up the cheapness in Stage 2. Because, like, there are just enemies that will spawn out of thin air, and you just kind of either need to take it very slowly, or you just need to know they're there.
Okay. Yeah. I'm a little bit confused. I see another Daffy Duck in Hollywood game for the Genesis that was developed by a different company.
Yeah, I actually haven't played that one. Maybe for a future Kuso6rande, who knows?
I have no idea, but that is another one that actually looks pretty good. But I have no idea how similar, if they are similar at all. Interesting that there would be two different... Well, we've had that happen with RoboCop 2. You never really know why there are various versions of a game that come out. But yeah, coming out in 1994, I imagine that Probe Software had already nailed sort of how to make a platformer work decently on the Sega Master System. There are a lot of very, very bad platformers and terrible looking games, games with terrible scrolling on the Sega Master System, and this is not one of those. This is actually pretty smooth sailing when it comes to any of the visuals.
Yeah, I mean, even a lot of the better platformers on the Sega Master System still don't have the greatest scrolling or not the greatest music or some other technical limitation.
There are a lot of limitations, yeah. So, I guess that's sort of one of the benefits for this game coming out as late as it did. It did get all of the benefits of knowledge, the benefits of all of the games that have come before. By the way, the person who did Daffy's animations here is the same person who has done a lot of the animation for the Assassin's Creed series. Yeah, Black Flag, Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, Origins, Syndicate, Rogue, Valhalla. One of the animators for that. That is really cool. Maybe that's why it looks familiar to you, Infernal Translator, because it's Assassin's Creed. That, you get hanging on things. Ezio did that in Assassin's Creed.
Wait, what? Oh, yep, Yep, so 2-1, yep, and there's the first. You can kind of see it because there's that little mound on the ground. But but you're not really gonna notice it the first time because it kind of blends in with the ground.
Oh yeah, the unfortunate, like the tombstones. One of them looked like it was in the background, but I think it's actually a foreground object. That's a little bit confusing.
Historian's gonna die in about 5-10 seconds, probably. There's gonna be a ghost that appears right about now-ish.
Perfect. Even with the buffering, we got the death. Let me go ahead and refresh Historian. And our other player screen, Polk screen.
Yeah, there's not too many ghosts, but there's enough of them that it just makes you walk really slowly, and then but they're like sparse enough that then you eventually forget about them, and then you just walk into them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, they don't spawn until you're close, so like you can't really bait them out from afar or anything like that.
I love that we got like 2 players here who are both having internet issues. Maybe we can just blame, like, it's a super Comcastic day, everybody.
It is a super Comcastic day, I guess. At first I thought it was on my end, but then I realized, no, it's not. I fortunately do not have Comcast, so I'm not having a Comcastic day.
Yeah, I do have Comcast.
Yep.
And yeah. Actually, I have to say that at least from my experience, they've vastly improved from what they were a while ago, like years ago. That doesn't mean that they're perfect, and there's still plenty of issues, but thank you for at least being a little bit better. Now, if they could design a dang website that made any sort of sense, okay, I would almost say that they have fixed most of their issues, but their freaking websites are unusable, okay? Comcast, stop dropping at times, but if you can't do that, at least make a website that makes sense, okay? There are people who get paid for this, you know? And you probably play... You know what? Probably the same issue that this game has. It's management decisions. Yeah. It's always the management's fault, okay? I don't blame the people who made the things because they were told to make them that way. Well, Daffy Duck is on Historian screen rocking through this graveyard pretty well. I do have to ask about the continue situation, though, because Historian is down to her last life. What is the continue situation?
You can get continues. I don't remember how you get them. I remember getting them in my Kuso6rande Invitational match. I don't remember how I got the continues.
Yeah, I think those were the ones that made you... finding those helped you stay a fairly strong contender, despite getting walled on one area.
It's funny. I think I was in the area that both Dana and I were stuck in longer.
Yeah.
But, you know, neither one of us could figure how to progress out of it, and he reached it first.
True.
And Escorian's actually getting pretty close to that area. She's still in 2-1. The area we're stuck in is in 2-2, and that's when you have to run. There's no way around it, because there's a hill that's so big that if you don't run jump over it, you will not clear the jump.
Yep. And by this time in the game, you know, I did see Polk run at one point, but I don't know if they... Oh, they noticed right there. Did the run and jump.
Okay, that is both a good and a bad thing, because they might be tempted to run, but running's really bad. Not just for the reasons that I mentioned, but also if you run over an edge, Daffy Duck will do that cartoon thing of where, like, they're like, uh-oh, I have no ground below me, and it takes them like 2 or 3 seconds to go through that animation, and it's horrible and bad, and will likely get you killed. Now, even though this is a PAL-only game, there is no fall damage, as far as I know, so there is that.
Yeah, no fall damage is definitely helpful in this.
Yeah, it's not maximum Euro platformer, I guess I should say.
Oh my gosh. like, I can understand some modern games having fall damage, but it just doesn't make sense in games where you like have blind jumps all over the place, where exploration is basically required, where often you're going to be falling in areas in order to discover stuff. You know, it didn't need to be a thing. Fall damage is dumb.
It is dumb. Also, I'm really wondering if we'll ever get to a point where the players stand idle long enough. Because something very interesting happens if you idle long enough in this game.
Oh, yeah, I hope so.
Not going to spoil it for chat, but it's pretty great.
Yep. If it does happen, we'll definitely point it out.
Okay, I think Polk is just intentionally getting a game over. It makes sense. You want to get out of stage 1-1 with as many lives as possible. Ah, that's how you get a continue. Or maybe that's an extra life at least. But if you complete all the letters of Daffy Duck, it looks like that is an extra life.
Okay. Yeah, Daffy Duck heads, give Daffy an extra life, pick up a clapperboard for a movie set. That is the continue. So, like, take 2 is considered the continue. It's kind of a stupid thing. Like, none of this makes me think we're in Hollywood. It makes us think we're in a crappy platformer.
Yeah, exactly. With all the tropes.
Yeah, I mean, where's the sewer level? How many films are in actual graveyards? Actually, a lot of them.
Yeah. Well, we know from the demo reel, there is like an Incan Mayan stage, so there you go.
Ooh. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, spelling out Daffy Duck gives you an extra life. Getting a severed head of Daffy Duck gives you an extra life. And getting the movie clapperboard thingy that like nobody ever uses outside of Hollywood, getting that gives you a continue. It's fine. So, honestly, you know, Polk is behind Escorian at this point, but it's not really a huge deal for now. Polk should be
really
able to...
not.
Yeah, because the big wall starts coming later on in the graveyard. I mean, we've already had surprise ghosts and terrifying ghosts, mostly just a lot of ghosts. Were there aliens in this level as well?
I don't remember there being aliens in this level.
Okay. Yeah, the story for this game is also, like, not very inspirational. I was taking a look at the manual, and I guess somehow I closed out of the manual. Manual, where are you?
I can give you the link. Hold on.
Yeah, give me that link.
I can't give it to you as an attachment in Discord because it's 27 megs, thanks to it being so many pages and it's so many languages.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I guess just like a super high DPI scan, it's just like, why?
I mean, I can appreciate people, like, making sure that this is here for eternity. If it's on the internet, it will never go away. Okay, here's the plot. Famous movie director Yosemite Sam returns to his office to find it ransacked. His 12 golden cartoon awards are missing from his safe. In the bottom of his safe is a ransom note from the mad Professor Duckbrain for $1 million. Yosemite Sam knows... I'm trying, it's not really working that well, but... Yosemite Sam knows that the mad professor is hiding out somewhere in Hollywood, so rather than paying the ransom, he gives his old pal Daffy Duck a call. Wait. Why isn't Yosemite Sam out there? He's got 12 golden cartoon awards. This should be a Yosemite... This should be a Yosemite Sam game. Because this doesn't make any sense. Why have his award stolen? And then he has Daffy Duck go and find him. Daffy is kind of Yosemite Sam's enemy, right?
Yeah, I think so. And not many games where you can play Yosemite Sam. I think you can play him in that Looney Tunes NBA Jam game from
Oh, yeah.
1995. I can't remember what the name of it is, but I think Yosemite Sam is actually a playable character in that game. And that's the only game I can think of where Yosemite Sam is playable.
He definitely needs to be playable more often. Like, he's...
Definitely.
He was one of my father's favorite characters in Looney Tunes, but then again, you know, we kind of live in the desert and have Yosemite Sam type people anyway.
Alright. So, Escorian is at the point where Dana and I got stuck.
Ah, yeah.
It wasn't here, although these hands can be picky too. Yup. But that's not the part Dana and I got stuck on. We got stuck on the left part because that actually requires a run. It's hard to jump into the right area, but you can do it without running. But the left area, there's a hill that's so deep and long that there's no way you can clear it.
Okay, secret area right there.
Yep.
Not too much to see there. I swear that... Escorian found the exit, but unfortunately that's all. You cannot get through there without killing all of the enemies.
Right. And there is an enemy that you can only access if you run jump over the hill to the left.
I have a question. Okay, it looks like it does save the difficulty between deaths. Resetting the game, though, if either of them decides to reset the game, they need to go and change the difficulty.
They might. It will likely save, because I think the way our chart handles it is that it's a soft reset and not a hard reset. But,
okay.
But we can check.
Yeah, but then again, it might also be obvious the difference.
Right. I actually have no idea what the lower difficulties are like. I was just like, this is brackets, they can suffer difficult.
I do like that chat is slowly sort of cracking apart some of the problems with the game. There's no counter for how many of the enemies you've killed. And because of that...
that is true. And the game doesn't really point you toward the enemy that you need to kill. There's just a vague hand pointing in a vague direction when you haven't killed enough enemies. But yeah, that's kind of funny, because I remember during the Invitational, people were like, this game doesn't look that bad. And it's like, true, it doesn't look that bad, but it doesn't make it terribly great to play.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here we go. Escorian getting through the first level relatively quickly. I think, yeah, now that they know about the one-hit kills that happen all the time, you do not have life. You just don't want to touch anything because you'll die if you do.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. That's kind of... I'd say that alone is almost enough. I guess the fairy protects... If you get a fairy duck or something, that protects you for one hit, but... It doesn't seem like they're all that common. Yeah, if you're going to make it a 2, or, you know, give something that protects you from dying in one hit, it definitely needs to be a little bit more common, you know? Especially for younger people who are playing games. This is based off of cartoons, okay? You don't need to have a pro gamer Daffy Duck out here, okay?
Well, you'll have to tell that to the devs of, like, almost every Looney Tunes game, because for some reason so many of them are so difficult.
Yeah, Rabbit Rampage on the Super Nintendo. I would say that you know, a game that's bad but actually kind of hits the mark for difficulty for kids would be Bugs Bunny's Birthday Blowout. I loved that game as a kid, and I actually beat it as a kid. It's not like it's difficult in some ways, but it's actually pretty doable. It's a game that you can get through after renting it probably a couple of times.
Well, it's a game that certainly has a frame rate. There you go.
No, that's not true. Okay, that's like the biggest flaw. of rabbit.
I said a frame rate. I didn't say a good frame rate.
Okay. Yeah, like the whole game feels like it's about 15 FPS. It's weird. It's just wrong.
Well, the weird thing is, there's times that the game actually functions at like 60 frames per second, but it's very rare.
Yeah, and I can't recall where. And then you get to like the levels that have earthquakes, and oh boy.
But yeah, both players are. I think Esco took a purposeful game over because she knows she needs all the lives for World 2.
That's true. That's true. Sorry, Mike. I got a little bit of food here for lunch, so I'm trying to not to make weird, gross food noises into the microphone.
Oh well, I ate food right before this match, so there you go.
Well, thank you for not making gross food noises right now.
I'll make polite food noises when I make food noises.
You're like, yes, only the best noises. Chewing.
I'll self-narrate my food. Now I'm going to put some ketchup on my fries.
Saucy. I love it.
Enjoying my memed purlers. Yes.
Little caviar on a hot dog bun.
I've actually never had caviar.
You know, I've had like fish eggs on like sushi. I can't imagine it's too different.
That's different. Yeah, I mean, I've had that. I've had roe. But I haven't had actual caviar.
Is there really any difference, or is it just like so that you can brag about it?
I have no clue. Maybe caviar is saltier. It sure is a lot more expensive.
Okay, Cadus is saying it's not too different. It's fancy roe. Well, if it just is like roe but saltier. Heck, I dipped my sushi in soy sauce. I've probably already had about what it tastes like.
Yeah, well, I don't feel like I'm missing out on a whole lot not having caviar, so
yeah,
I'll remain caviarless.
If it ever shows up, I'll
have our own sushi.
Go ahead and try it a little bit. I'm an American. I like salt.
I mean, I'm pretty sure most cuisines need some salt to have some flavor.
Yeah. Although, honestly, outside of the U.S., like, a lot of food has a lot less salt. We're a little bit on the heavy side here. Oh my gosh, after living outside of the U.S. for 2 years, everything was so salty here.
Oh yeah. That being said, I've lived in Japan for a year, and I would say that the food is still quite salty there, since you know, soy sauce is a common ingredient.
Oh yeah.
Food, so.
Yeah, I can believe that salt is used quite a bit.
The other thing about American food is that it's also very, very sugary.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And if you come to Utah, it's just double, triple the amount of sugar.
So basically, you'll just look at the food in Utah and you'll just get diabetes.
Basically. I mean, look. Okay, like, what do people have in the morning in a lot of places? Tea or coffee? Those are banned. Those are banned for the major religions, so they replace it with the one, like, drug-like thing that they can get
which is sugar.
The religion, which is sugar. Which is why sugar is huge, big sugar in Utah. I mean, instead of, like, yeah, you have some drive-through coffee places, but you also have drive-through soda places, and a lot of them. And they do really well, like, they stay in business. It's just so surreal Yeah, it's gross. And then they put more syrup inside of the soda in order to change the flavors a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of sugar.
It's a lot of sugar.
Soda already has a lot of sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Well. But yeah, I guess if anyone wants a way to, I guess, be a little bit healthier or lose weight, just cut soda and like out of your diet and drink water. That helps a lot.
Oh yeah. I always have a water bottle next to me. I like just having water all throughout the day is great. And even, I'd say if you do have soda, there are plenty of sugar-free alternatives. Like, there's really no reason to be drinking straight-up sugar these days. You can save yourself a lot of those extra calories. A lot.
Yep.
Anyways, what was I thinking? I don't know. A tornado just killed Polk. Hate those miniature tornadoes. I guess.
Yeah.
Dust Devil.
So
yeah.
The miniature tornadoes have really large hitboxes and are harder to dodge than they look. And they're also RNG how they move. Like it's not entirely consistent how they move.
By the way, I would like to say that it's really fascinating that the players have not, or Escorian hasn't made it back to the graveyard. You know, this game is really hard.
It is really hard. And the thing is, if you try to rush back to where you were, that's a great way to start racking up the deaths.
Yeah, it's so easy to die in this game. It's just death.
Yeah, because it's one-hit deaths. You can only occasionally get something that, you know, protects you from one-hit deaths.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just really cheap ones that you can't really avoid until you know about them. Are you there, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right. You're trying to not make gross food noises. I got it.
Yeah, I don't want to be a gross boy over here, okay? They're like Janet Jackson saying nasty boys. You're so nasty.
I'm drawing you into temptation by just talking to you right now.
But seriously, I think that the sheer difficulty here, yeah, somebody commented about how the game looks, and this is the do my eyes deceive me round, specifically because the game looks pretty good.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
Oh boy,
the game looks great
ridiculous.
for a Master System game.
Oh yeah.
Very well animated, good sprites. Yeah, just like good production value overall.
Extremely difficult though.
The music and sounds are good, which is rare for a Master System game, but just I wouldn't even say this is like a terrible game. It's just really, really difficult and unfair.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's unfair. You're going to, like you were talking about the one ghost on the graveyard level. Escorian was walking to the right, and you're like, she's going to die because of a ghost. And the ghost appeared, and Escorian died. And the ghost isn't even like
there's
moving.
No way
it just
know.
appears.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not like those zombies where you can kind of tell if you're looking for them because there's a little green mound in the ground. The ghosts will just straight up appear.
Mm-hmm.
And unless if you stop right in time, which is very unlikely to happen, they're just gonna murder you. Yeah, I could see the Master System having good hardware, just very few good games, because the Master System just didn't have a lot of third-party support.
I mean, it's sort of understandable.
I know it's more popular in Europe, and especially more popular in Brazil, where I think it beat out the NES.
I'm pretty sure it did.
Brazil.
Yeah, there are still. I don't know when the latest game is that came out for the Master System in Brazil, but it was less than a decade ago. Or something like that. It was at least this century. It's just, if you have a system that still works and is cheap enough that people will buy it over there, then might as well make games for it, you know? Honestly, outside of the US, some countries put a huge tax on electronics, and Brazil is one of those. So anything that was, like, reasonably cheap was still probably a little expensive over there. Yeah, I remember taking a look and, like, what you could get, like, a PlayStation 2 or 3 for when I was living over there was probably about double the price of what you would be getting here. And that's even taken into account the currency differences, like double the price in US dollars. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I know that, as Flan Kitty was saying, yeah, Brazil has really high import tax, and I think also electronics taxes.
Yes.
So yeah, it's really expensive, and Tectoy had an actual official license deal with Sega to produce consoles in Brazil in some kind of free market economic zone, so they had like lower taxes.
Yeah, I'd say that, you know, a lot of the games that were made specifically for Brazil, you know, don't end up being very good. But at the same time, you know, they're making content that they're able to, and that use cultural stories and cultural cartoons that they have that don't exist outside of the US. Even if they do end up bad, still huge props to them for, you know, making what people can afford.
Yeah, I mean, it's very impressive what Tectoy did, and even though most of the games they produced were either, well, good Kuso6rande candidates or just reskins of previous games. Like, I know there's a Monica game that's just like a reskin of like Wonder Boy and like Wonder Boy 3 or something like that.
Yep, but I've played a little bit of both of those. Yep.
Oh dang! Polk did the running jump, and yep, experience what you generally experience with the running jump, which is you just run into something because you just can't stop it in time.
Yeah, it's sort of like the Bubsy problem. You can go fast, but you're gonna die. You're gonna die if you go fast. I'd say maybe even a bigger problem than Bubsy, because, like, Bubsy, you could almost react in time.
Yeah, and in Bubsy you can, like, glide.
Yeah.
So even though you don't want to run on the ground a lot, you can just kind of, like, glide in the air a lot. And even though you're at the risk of falling into a pit, you're at the risk of falling in a pit even if you're running. So kind of whatever.
I'm glad, though, that Escorian has made it back to this next level, the graveyard level. It's been a little while since we've seen this, but yeah, if Escorian keeps making a decent push here, she may be able to make a bigger lead. Polk has not gotten here yet, but is having a pretty good chance of starting there right now.
Yeah, so Polk is now in World 2. Much later than Escorian, but they can catch up. The problem is, I think they will die to the zombie. Yep. And then to the ghost. And it's just really hard to get around that, because it is just, you have to get really close, as you can see from Polk. Like, they're not doing the wrong thing. Like they're playing it correctly. You just have to get uncomfortably close to the zombie to get it to spawn.
One little touch in this game that I want to point out, by the way, I think it's happening. I might be delusional, but it seems like if you hit your head on a ceiling, you get a little bump on your head.
Yes,
you do. Oh, there's
the
ghost! Ah!
There's our buddy the ghost! Okay, well, Escorian is now on 2-2, so let's see if she can make any progress. So she made it to the point last time where Dana and I were both stuck. And the thing is, if Polk can make it to that point, I think Polk will be an advantage because Polk definitely knows about running.
Yes.
So even though they haven't run much, they know it exists. Like, and they will be able to use it when necessary.
It's strange to know that Escorian has been in the lead this long, but that lead could totally be taken away based off of one mechanic, the running mechanic.
Yup.
But it's fun. It's things like this that make Kuso6rande kind of exciting because, you know,
yep.
It's called dramatic irony. We as the audience, we as the viewers, we know information that the players don't know. And so it's like, will they figure it out? Will they use it? Or will they never be able to figure it out? And the one person who did, you know, move into the lead towards the end. The irony, the dramatic irony, it's so good. It's delicious.
Yeah, but Escorian very understandably playing it very safe.
Yeah, only having one extra life and probably not having it continue, that's not a great situation to be in. You know, you do not want to accidentally die to something dumb. You know, accidentally dying to something that there was no way for you to know. Frustrating, but if you did know about it and you still made the mistake and died, then, oh, it's annoying.
Yeah,
there is something to the left there.
Polk didn't kill all the enemies, but was able to pass by anyway, so I don't know anything about this game because I have no idea how those gates work now.
Maybe you have to clear a certain number of them? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe, because there's definitely some that like have been locked, and then I killed what I thought was the last enemy, and I was able to move on, so I don't know. Oh, nice. Polk got a ghost and didn't die to it, so... Except, accidentally went in the sludge. And went in the sludge again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cadis, it could be key enemies. One thing that is fortunate about this stage is that, this checkpoint, is that you always get the little guardian Daffy, I guess it is, that lets you take one hit. The thing is, iframes in this game are short, though. So if you're not careful, you can just die anyway.
Yeah, the combo can be pretty terrible. This eye you can actually stand on. Oh, the run came in handy, though. Polk managing to get past. Yeah, if Polk knew that you could stand on top of the eyeball, that would be a good piece of information. But I suppose bypassing it by running is also viable. It's just more dangerous, and that
it is. With 0 lives left,
you do not want to do anything dangerous. You want to be careful.
You just want to be as careful and slow as possible, basically.
Yep, you don't have a timer. You do not need to rush.
Yeah. So speaking of a timer, since I don't know if either player is going to run into it at this point. If you idle too long, I think I'll just spoil it.
Or we can have one of the players do it after the match.
That's true. We can have one of the players do it after the match. We can do that. Yeah, this is actually pretty close. I think even if Polk game overs, they will have one last chance to make it to 2-2.
I think
which will be very important because it's going to be what determines the match. Also, at this point, I don't think there's going to be much chance of them getting past like 2-3.
Yeah, let's see what Polk is able to do here. Spelling out Daffy Duck and getting an extra life. That will definitely help. Also, thank you so much, Liz Star, for that big raid. Glad to have you here. It's going to be fun watching your match coming up after this. Escorian knows where to go, but she's got to run.
Yep. Oh, she figured it out.
Yeah.
Okay, that means she's definitely made progress, and that's gonna be trouble for Polk, because unless if they can make it through 2-2, you know, in this credit, it might be very hard for Polk to catch up, because that is the end of 2-2.
Still, progress is progress, and Polk is, like, in a little bit of danger, you know, due to not having a fairy, but still, one extra life, getting past some of those troll shots, holy cow.
Yep. Yeah, so that cauldron
kills you?
Yes, if it's boiling over, it kills you. It's not clear at all at first, because you know, it always has flames around it, but yeah, it kills you if it's boiling over. If it's not boiling over, you can jump on it.
That's so dumb.
It is really dumb.
Like, if you have ever cooked on a stove before, you know that's not how it works. I mean,
no.
Yeah, don't touch the pot when it's boiling over, but don't touch it, period.
Yeah, exactly. Don't jump on the stove.
Yeah, unless you have permission. Okay, just never do it.
Yeah, just never do it.
Okay. Escorian currently on 2-3, Polk on 2-2. Escorian is in the lead. Even if she gets a game over, Polk will have to make a decent push in order to have a chance to pass Escorian. If Polk gets a game over, that may be it for them.
It might be. It would be pretty tough to catch up.
Oh, yeah. It is a good day. Honestly, I've needed Kuso in my life, you know. With GDQ, you know, we had a really fun awful block. I actually stayed awake the entire time this year, Mike.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I definitely did not do that.
I can't blame.
I had to go. I had a few things, so I had to go to bed.
Yeah,
I did catch the Zadette race, at least.
Oh, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, the Zadette race, I enjoyed everything that I saw. Oh, the one that I didn't get to see was the, like, 3D... the 3D platformer, I think. But that's because I was busy.
Shask?
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
That was a good one.
So other than that, I saw everything. I was busy getting ready for commentary for the next game, so I'll go back and watch that. I heard that it's amazing.
Yeah, no, it was a fun watch.
Well, there we go. Escorian on to Robin Hood Daffy.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if I've ever seen Robin Hood Daffy in this game.
I mean, Dana and I didn't reach it, so you probably would not have. Oh my god, that's so cheap!
Oh no!
I mean, that's dirty even for
that's
this
all,
game.
Folks. That's it! Well, everybody, that's sort of how the cookie crumbles. It looks like Escorian is still gonna hop back in, though. Good for her. I always like it.
Yep.
Like, I don't think there's a chance of catching back up, but you might as well.
Yeah. That being said, she does have a good lead. Hulk can maybe catch up, but it's going to be really tough.
Hypothetically, there's enough time if Polk does not die, but Polk just got a 1-up.
Yeah, that does help out a lot.
Not able to get through, though. Is the platform going to respawn? You might need to scroll the camera to the right. Oh, don't wait, don't wait. Don't wait too long.
Yeah, don't wait too long.
You don't know what happens, but we do. Apparently, Polk got to continue as well.
Yeah, I do think that's the secret area where you can actually get a continue.
If that is where the continue is, then Polk has a decent chance. Come on, you can do it. You can do it, Daffy. I've got faith in you.
Polk knows they can run, so I don't think they're going to be super stuck on this.
Yeah, just gotta hold that run button. Oh, that was close.
That was close. They can do it. I have faith. I think they're trying to run like right next to the slope, which just doesn't work.
There we go. Polk got it. Woo! And
yeah, see, there's that
by
cartoon
Coyote
run
physics.
Animation I was talking about. It's
like
just
that.
like hangs you for like half a second or so and can be quite fatal.
I mean, it can be, but that actually saved Polk from dying this time.
It did. It did.
Oh no! Right! Oh, that was so close.
You have faith in the game, putting the platform in. No!
Well, still, a continue.
Oh, that's gonna be rough, but they do have a continue. Where does the continue put you? Okay, puts you at the beginning of the stage, I think.
Yeah, that's rough. Like, it still is hypothetically possible.
Yeah, it's gonna be really rough. Oh no, Polk. Don't stay idle too long.
No, the zombie!
Yeah, they tried to shoot too early, and the shooting, yeah, it doesn't have a very fast rate of fire, so...
Really?
Yeah.
That's annoying. Like, I didn't realize that, like, it was that long between shots. If so, it's almost unforgivable. Maybe not completely unforgivable, but that's pretty bad.
I don't know if it's that long, but it's pretty long.
I'm glad that Polk is paying a lot of attention to the bubbles that appear from the ground in various locations, because that's where you get all of the good stuff that essentially you need in order to make progress.
Oh no, Polk. Oh, that was really close. That was really close.
I'm like sweating the entire time. Whew. Yeah, I still got to give props to the people who did the graphics, the people who did the music and the sounds, and even, like, I'd say even the programming is pretty good.
Yeah,
main issue, it's just too hard.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the programming. It's really the game design that's at fault here. Like, the game seems pretty well programmed, honestly. It's just way too hard and way too cheap.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. This was by Probe Software. They had other wonderfully designed games like Batman Forever.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Yeah, who worked designing this game? Let me see if I can find that. Tony Beckworth and Baylor Knight were the two designers here. Tony Beckworth actually moved to a lot of racing games after this. Hot Wheels games, Hot Wheel, I see a Forza on that ATV Off-Road Fury, The Italian Job. did a lot of business with those, as well as producing multiple of those games. But he also produced Bubble Bobble, also featuring Rainbow Islands, which, if I'm not mistaken, that's the sequel to Bubble Bobble, which is
yes,
not good.
I'm guessing that was like one of those European computer ports, or is this the PSP game that was?
Let me see. This is the DOS, PlayStation, Sega Saturn, and Windows version.
Ah, okay.
Okay, which maybe it was okay. It's fun per Dollar's Fred. Gotcha. Yeah, he also, after this, was the development director for one of the Bust-A-Move games. So, possibly one of the ports for that. So that is, like, he's worked on some good things. Baylor Knight, the person who designed this, designed 2 other games, specifically The Page Master and Batman Forever. So, yeah, I feel like design probably wasn't the right place to have this guy. The Page Master has some atrocious game design. And Batman Forever, he was the level designer, one of the level designers for Batman Forever, specifically.
I mean, Stage 3 in Batman Forever is quite unforgivable because it has a time limit. And it's not one of those time limits where, like, you lose a life if you don't hit it. You just straight up game over if you don't hit it.
But he did move over to do specifically programming for various racing games. And that probably is where he really got a hold of how to work on games. That was, like, he has tons of games under his name. It's just that, when you're starting with games and you are set to design levels as, like, your third project in Daffy Duck in Hollywood, you're still testing the waters, trying to figure out what is going to be the best for you.
True.
Yeah.
So it's worth noting that Hulk is making good progress through 2-3. The only question is, will they be able to make it through within a minute and possibly get past where Escorian was?
I mean, I don't know.
Because they don't have to make it very far in Stage 3. Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, still alive. That's good.
Still alive. It's going to be really close.
The end, but yeah, you have to get that ghost to the left, probably, maybe. Polk.
Maybe.
35 seconds left. Are you gonna try to go to the right? You should. Try.
Oh, no, it's giving the finger. Yep. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that is it. But yeah, with a few more minutes, there definitely could have been a lead change, but unfortunately,
the ghost wasn't there.
Well, I mean, that too.
Yeah, if you're gonna go out, might as well be a ghost.
Scary.
It's like the goofiest, cutest looking ghost too.
I know, right? You got ghosted, but not the way that you would think. Like a literal ghost just jumps out and hugs you. That is the match, everybody. What an exciting time. I'm going to go ahead and welcome the players to come and chat. How do you feel they did?
They did really well. They did better than Dana and I did when we had this game. And I think Escorian just idled for so long that we got to see what happened, which is, yeah, the game kills you if you idle too long.
Yeah. Escorian was like, did I just die while standing still? And
yes.
The answer is yes.
And do you know what the funny thing is? That means there's a variety of ones, because I remember one where Daffy Duck just gets flattened by a rock or an anvil. So I think there's actually more than one.
Really? Okay, well, both of them are waiting right now. We'll see exactly what happens. Hello, Escorian, and hello, Polk.
Yo!
Bam!
Is there multiple different deaths?
I think
yes,
so.
There are multiple different deaths.
Because I just exploded and then now I just got anviled, I think?
Okay, I'm waiting for Polk.
Correct.
Polk, we gotta see your Oh, there we go. You got a bomb.
Well, that's a bomb.
That's
Great
awful.
trick, but I can only do it once.
Don't you love it? You know, game that kills you if you stand there too long.
The Sonic 10 minutes glitch.
Oh my gosh. This was a lot of fun to watch, and honestly, I'm very impressed with how both of you did. I think that both of you, like last time we had this on a Kuso6rande, it was in the invitational that we did at the GDQ channel. Both of you beat where the two players there made it. So honestly, it was a great watch, a lot of fun. However,
it was fun to play.
Escorian, you won. You made it
Really?
out of the graveyard to the first Robin Hood level, died
Polk,
immediately, but that's
Polk
all you
almost
needed.
caught up. Yes, exactly. Polk made it to the end of 2-3.
Ooh.
If there were a couple more minutes, they might have been able to get the lead change.
I think so,
Although
yeah.
it might have just been Polk made it to the same place, because I'm going to say that the way that first jump works is just classic Daffy Duck in Hollywood.
Oh my gosh. Seriously, the game has so many trolls in it. It's kind of impressive. So we had this on the match, or specifically the round, Do My Eyes Deceive Me? Do you feel, Escorian, that this theme matches the game, or the game matches the theme?
Very much so. I actually really enjoyed this.
Okay.
Mike, every time you've been my GM, I have loved your game. So keep up the record.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't even think this game is bad per se. I just think it's really hard and
it's
unfair
brutal.
and cheap.
I would say, well, we are playing on hard difficulty, but
Does hard remove the continue items?
You can get continues.
Polk got one.
In hard. Yeah, Polk got one.
Yep, I did get one just at the end of stage 2-3. There was one.
Yeah, 2-2. There's a hidden area, and I think you actually found the hidden area as scoring because it's near the exit. It's the one above the exit, but you have to wait for these two bubbles to appear. And one's like that clapper board that they use in movies, and that's the continue item.
Yep. Which you still managed to take the victory without getting that. Polk, it was neat seeing you get that, because I was very worried about you dying. You were on your final life, and then you picked up that extra life as well as the continue there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we might see a lead change right at the end.
By the way, I have to guess. I mean, I have to ask. How did you enjoy the ghosts?
Oh, that was rude. That's so rude.
That was. Even the zombie here, like they don't pop up until they're right in your face.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
zombie,
Jump scare, especially when you got one-hit kills.
The zombie at least had a green spot on the ground, whereas the ghost, you couldn't tell.
Yeah, the ghost.
There
is
was
just
a
like,
homing shot that
"Hi,
bombed onto
you're
a
dead."
ghost, but
There was a homing shot that would go kill those ghosts.
it wouldn't kill them. It would follow where they were, but would not actually kill them until they actually popped up.
Okay, well, I mean, that's kind of a neat way to, like, give you some way to tell where a ghost is going to be. Still, possibly better options. I really enjoyed this game, though. It was a lot of fun watching this. And
by the way,
yeah,
I do have to give both of you credit, because there is no mention of running in the instruction manual, and you both figured it out.
I accidentally
figure it out during the match.
Yeah, I accidentally held the button down because I was testing to see if it was like a rapid fire gun or what, and then I noticed.
Unfortunately, I also noticed for a moment, if you run off a ledge, there will be a little bit of gravity moment here where you just
coyote
very cartoonish, like, uh-oh, there's no ground here.
That literally saved your life the last time you did that, though. Like, you would have died had it not been for coyote time.
I very rarely use the run.
Yeah. You generally don't want to run unless if it's required in this game, because it's borderline uncontrollable.
Well, you know what, Polk? You did a fantastic job this tournament. I'm sad that you're eliminated, but we do have to ask, do you have any final words to put on your tombstone?
Well, I gotta go on team, man. That's all, folks.
There we go. Keeping it on theme. Very nice.
Very nice.
Well, honestly, this is a game that I think that I might want to play all the way through sometime. If both of you play through it, that would be cool. And if you just leave it behind, that's okay. That's, you just get a taste of a game and then it can decide if you want seconds.
I have to bring this back. It's also those trophies are pretty damn well hidden.
What are the trophies for?
Seemingly by the manual, it said if you had to get all 12 of them to complete a game. You don't get them, you don't complete it.
Oh.
Wait, really?
Huh.
I thought it was just points because the diamonds and stuff were there.
Well, that's interesting. We've never seen anybody make it nearly far enough to complete the game, though.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe you just get the bad ending where Yosemite-Sen shoots you and then eats you, something like that.
The typical cartoon way.
So
the canon ending.
What the doors were blocked by enemies, right? Like the ones that turned into blue bubbles, or some metallic-looking bubbles.
Yeah,
those are the agents that are set over the stage. You did not kill them; those doors did not open.
Yep.
I noticed those were the ones that didn't respawn, and the other ones did.
Yeah, I believe you're correct about that. Well, I think that's all that we have for this match. Thank you, Escorian and Polk. Thank you, Mike, for choosing this game. I'm glad that you brought back a game that you got to go through for Kuso6rande.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. All three of you, thank you. Take care, okay?
All
right. Goodbye.
Ciao. Well, everybody, I'm going to run a quick ad, and we will be back with our final game of the weekend between Liz Star and Studio. See you in about 1 minute. JK, most of you probably still are here. Hello, cuties. Yeah, that's right, chat. That's all you are. Just a bunch of cuties. Well, I've been having a lot of fun today. As usual, we have Don't Make Us Bored on Tuesdays. Thursday, I'm not planning to stream because they're going to be stealing part of my liver, but I will probably try to stream more AI Dungeon at some point during this next week. I'll let people know on Twitter as well as Discord when that happens, so don't be too afraid. Yeah. Are they making liverwurst? I hope they don't eat my... I hope not. Trisha Bunny, thank you so much for the sub. Honestly, I have to give a huge thank you to those who are supporting and listening right now, because this is my main job, and I would love to keep it being my main job. I have other things that I may be able to get rolling as well that have to deal with streaming, so fingers crossed we can make it sustainable.